We're going to make a bone nut today. This is the guitar that's going to go on. This is a Simon & Patrick acoustic. And the thing is, I mean, normally I just reach into my supply of bone blanks, but these guys are not wide enough for this neck. So we're going to make a bone blank, custom fitted bone blank from scratch. And I mean scratch. We're talking chunks of bone. Safety first, right? Always use wooden fingers. And now for the smelly business. So basically I just grind it until I've got two flat surfaces that are parallel to each other and to the determined thickness that I want, and then I put on a square bottom. Yeah, looks good. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is grind the bone so that it sits perfectly flush on both sides. Okay, that's perfect now. Side to side fit, flush on both ends. And now we'll just profile the top. Alright, now that the top is profiled, I'm going to take a round over of the top on the back side. Alright, so now that I have the bone nut roughed out in shape, you can see that there is natural coloring, you know. It's not pure white like the commercially available blanks are. So we're going to bleach this, we're going to whiten this. I've got a bowl with some hydrogen peroxide in it, and we're just going to let that soak. Alright, here we are 24 hours later, and the nut has been soaking in the hydrogen peroxide the whole time. That was 3% hydrogen peroxide, by the way, the drugstore variety. And yeah, definitely whiter, you know. You can get higher percentage if you are impatient, and it'll go faster. Alright, so now then I'm going to give the blank a final shaping because it just came off the belt sander with this back curve here. So starting with some 240 grit sandpaper, I'm going to smoothen any of the facet marks out. Knock the sharp edge off of the very leading edge of the nut here, just a little bit. Okay, I'm also going to move on to 400 grit paper and then 600 grit paper, and then we're going to take it out to the buffing wheel and give it a final high polish. Alright, now we're back from the buffer. It's all nice and polished, and now I'm going to glue it in. Normally for a bone nut, I like to use just regular white glue or yellow glue, but in this case I see that the ledge that it's going to sit on is actually finished. So I'm going to use thick super glue. Now before we glue, we want to make sure that any of the glue residue is off of the end of the fretboard. Clean that all off. Super sharp chisel. Looks good. Yeah, you want to make sure that the nut itself is sitting tight up against the end of the fingerboard. If you've got some debris or old glue in there and it causes the nut to sit back like this, then your intonation is going to be whacked out. Alright, so I'm going to apply just a couple of drops on the very bottom. And a tiny drop on that face there. That will grab the end grain of the fretboard. I gotta work fast to make sure that this is flush because this glue grabs. And that's the way we do it. Hope you enjoyed it.